This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for the morning of March 16th, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. The Environmental Protection Agency has finalized a rule forcing factories and power plants in 23 states, including Indiana, to sharply cut emissions from smokestacks. Known as the Good Neighbor Rule, it requires states to take steps to ensure that their pollution doesn't affect downwind states. Coal-burning plants and heavy industry, like Indiana's steel sector, must reduce their emissions of nitrogen dioxide, a pollutant that causes smog and is linked to asthma and lung disease. Shipments of waste from the Ohio train derailment site have resumed in Indiana. Our partners at WTWO report additional shipments began arriving Tuesday in Putnam County. Shipments had been paused after Governor Eric Holcomb ordered third-party testing. The testing showed no harmful levels of dioxins compared to levels acceptable to the EPA. The University of Notre Dame has announced plans to install a 46,000 square foot solar array on the west side of campus as part of its ongoing efforts to diversify the school's energy supply. The solar project will be located along a highly traveled highway on what is now a vacant field. Notre Dame says the panels, which will sit adjacent to State Highway 933, will produce minimal glare because of anti-reflective coating. The university says the project will provide about 1% of the electricity for campus. Notre Dame says it currently gets about 20% of its electricity from renewable sources. Still to come, Indiana's ag bioscience industry has seen explosive growth. We'll have the details when Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for Thursday, March 16th returns in 30 seconds.
Get ready, Southwest Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the second annual Engage Southwest Indiana event presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank, Tuesday, April 11th at the Old National Events Plaza in Evansville. We'll be diving into regional and statewide initiatives with a focus on talent, education, and issues shaping our economy. It's all about advancing the future of Indiana. More at ibj.com/engage.
The results of a new study commissioned by Agronovus Indiana show the economic impact of the ag bioscience sector has undergone substantial growth in recent years. The study revealed the industry grew by $6 billion from 2018 to 2021, bringing its direct annual economic impact to more than $58 billion. In an interview with Inside Indiana Business, Agronovus CEO Mitch Frazier said the industry saw growth in the face of strong headwinds stemming from the COVID-19 pandemic and global supply chain challenges.
The record-setting growth in Indiana's ag bioscience economy from 2018 to 2021 was extraordinary, historic by definition, the fastest rate of growth we've seen in all 5 categories of Indiana's ag bioscience economy grew from that period. So that's food, animal health, plant science, ag tech, and production ag all posted growth. And what is fascinating to me, when you look at that period of time, 2018 to 2021, more than half of that 36-month period was affected by the global pandemic. So to see this level of growth, to see the level of economic output growth, as well as employment growth, historic, record-setting by every definition.
Frazier says another positive measure is employment. He says the industry saw a 7.5% increase in jobs during the 2018 to 2021 period, compared to employment growth of 2.4% throughout the rest of the state. He says the industry represents more than 156,000 people employed by ag bioscience companies in Indiana. A supply chain management company headquartered in Singapore is setting up shop in Kosciuszko County. Mentor Media plans to invest nearly $7 million to occupy a portion of a 100,000 square foot shell building currently under construction in the Warsaw Technology Park. The operation will serve as a medical device hub that will include controlled storage warehousing, a clean room, and final packaging lines for Warsaw's orthopedics industry. Economic development officials say the company plans to create about 50 jobs over the next 3 years. The CEO of the Cummins Foundation will retire this spring after 12 years with the organization. Mary Chandler also serves as Vice President of Corporate Responsibility and Community Relations for Cummins. The company says Jim Schacht, who currently serves as Executive Director of North America Corporate Responsibility for Cummins, will succeed Chandler. The AAA Hoosier Motor Club says President and CEO Kirk Hendricks will retire from the organization this summer. He's led Indiana's AAA for 10 years. The search has begun to find his successor. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.